taking the time out to or invest in your futures, or just to find out more about this business opportunity. I'm Jochemus Alna, and I've been building this business for about 4.5 years now. I used to be a CEO or auditor, as you can call it, and but I'm building this business full time now. So we're actually just here to share tonight actually what this opportunity can give to you, or just what it can give to your future. And so if it's maybe going to be information overload, but make a few notes, and please chat to the person after the webinar call, the person that invited you. So but I would really like to welcome on this call, just going to share with us the business opportunity, more about Mannatech, is JP Koster. He's a Platinum Presidential Director within Mannatech, meaning that he's probably built one of the biggest businesses in South Africa, if not maybe in the world. So he's more than qualified to share this opportunity with us tonight. So really sit back and enjoy this.
Cool. Awesome, guys. Good evening. Jochemus, thank you very much for that warm introduction. And then just everyone on the call this evening, well done for taking the time out to be on the call. And it's always so awesome to think that, you could be sitting in the comfort of your home, and doing a presentation or be listening to a presentation. So we're just going to go through everything very, very briefly. And, it's great to be able to host these calls. We're going to start doing a lot more of these because I think, for me now, being a father of one and another baby on the way in 2 months' time, it's definitely a lot more accommodating to be able to do it this way. But just something that's important, I don't think this ever is going to replace a live meeting. I think it's always good to get out there and get to the live meetings. But what a great way to just see if pique your interest, see if it's something that you want to explore further. So just a little bit about myself. I've met Jochemus probably 3-4 years ago. Him and his wife Alna are building an incredible business. They're part of an incredible team with Gary van Aswegen as well. And I'm very, very excited to work with them this year and with all of you guys as well, and allowing you guys to obviously share the product with as many people as possible and really just changing people's lives. And I guess that's really what this is all about, is that how many people can we influence and how many people can we touch along the way. So for me, I got involved in Mannatech about 9 years ago, and I was definitely a bit skeptical when I first got introduced to the product and just to the business concept, because I had never heard of it previously. At that stage, I was a student. I was doing a BCom management degree down in Cape Town, and one of my friends whose mother's she's a medical doctor, she told me a little bit about the product, and that obviously was I was curious about finding out more about the product. But I guess for me, when I first saw the business plan and the business opportunity, I thought, wow, this is an amazing way that I'd be able to go out there and go and talk to people about an amazing product that can change their lives from a health point of view, but also be able to go out there and actually help some of my friends, and obviously me personally as well, to make an extra income. And one of the things I want to make very, very clear this evening to everyone, if you're looking at this as an opportunity or a way to diversify your income, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not something where you can invest $1,000 and make 14% return a month or week or day. This is a legitimate business opportunity where it's going to take you 2 to 5 years to build an income where you can earn 10, 20, 50, 100, 500,000 a month. And I think the reason why I just want to share that with everyone, because I think very often people get involved in with Mannatech or specifically with other opportunities thinking it's a get-rich-quick scheme, and this is definitely not the case. And for me tonight, it's really just about sharing a little bit about my story, a little bit about building credibility around the company, why I believe this is not the perfect company, because I don't think there's ever a company that's going to be perfect, but I just believe for the most people out there, this is the best opportunity out there, because it really deals with that thing that most people are worrying about, and that's health and finances, where you with the company is going to be around for the long run. Because I've shared it with so many people before, the last thing that I want to do is get friends and family involved in something where they maybe make a bit of money or they use the product for a short period of time, and then the company gets closed down, or you never hear about that company ever again. For me, I've been doing this for 9 years. I started off with just wanting to earn an extra 5,000 a month, and that's grown into eventually to being able to earn in 5-6 months that 5,000, 6,000 extra a month. to eventually where it was 5,000-6,000 extra a week, and then sort of 5,000-6,000 extra every sort of 3-4 days, and then later it was way more than that every single day, you know, becoming a platinum presidential. So for me, it really just started off with that first 5,000 Rand. And I think, you know, for many of you tonight on the call here, you know, you might just be starting off because you're looking for that way to be able to pay your kids' education. I mean, we've got a little one that's just started with nursery school, and it's amazing what it can cost. You know, it's amazing what rentals cost, what motor vehicles cost these days. How everything's just going up. And I'm not sure if any of you saw the budget speech today, but it seems that the VAT's also going to go up. So this is really a great time to be involved in business, and especially being involved in business for yourself, where it's an opportunity that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. And we'll go through a little bit more of those details a little bit later. So the long and the short of everything is that, you know, if you've got more questions, you know, get in touch with your Jochemus, get in touch with Gary. If they can't help you, they'll get in touch with me. But really for me, it's all about building a community of people that are like-minded. And we really want to create a culture where it's people that are wanting to make a difference in the world, you know. And once I go through the whole presentation, you'll really have a very good idea why I'm saying what I'm saying. So I'm just going to share my screen quickly. So if you just bear with me. There we go. And just going to open my presentation, and I hope all of you can see this. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, I'm not even sure if you can. Jochemus, can you still see me in the screen? I just want to confirm that. Or do you just see?
Yes, JP, I can.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. Sorry, man. I just wanted to confirm that. So it's just a brief PowerPoint presentation. So we're not going to go through everything and all the nitty-gritty details about it, but it's just going to give you a brief overview about everything. So the presentation is called My Life, My Terms. And for me, the first thing is, you know, what does it really involve? You know, for anything in life, you know, if you're looking at this as a business or even just looking at the product, you've got to know specifically why do you want to use the product. I mean, is it to lose body fat? Is it to have more energy? Is it because you're struggling with some sort of condition that you want improvement on? There's many, many different reasons, but specifically tonight, it's going to be much more focused on building this as a business. So let's go through some of those things. You know, like, I mean, a lot of people start off with this business because they want to qualify for an incentive. They want to go on that vacation. And right now, we've recently launched our incentive to the Maldives, which is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's all expenses paid. It's a leave your holiday at home incentive. So that's going to be in October. So I would encourage every single one of you to get on that incentive. And the way you're going to get on that incentive is just by sharing the product with people and sharing the business with people. And we'll go through that at some stage as well. So, you know, as I mentioned earlier to all of you on the call, for me, I started off with just wanting to earn an extra 5,000 Rand because I wanted to be able to, as a student, that would make a big difference in my life. I wouldn't have to ask my parents for pocket money. So that's sort of why I started. But for some people, it's yet, you know, on the call tonight, it might be because you want to be a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you want to be like Jochemus and be a stay-at-home dad. You know, there's many different reasons why people, you know, get started with a business. And some people get started because they're really concerned about their retirement. Some people just want to, you know, increase the extra income, you know, do it because they want to have an extra stream of income because they realize that, you know, 3 streams of income is better than 2. So there's many different reasons, you know, but for me specifically, it's most of us are not going to do it for the actual financial wherewithal that you're going to get out of the business. It's going to be more for what am I going to do with that? Is it going to be because I can go on that holiday with that income? Is it going to be because I can bring my wife home from work? Is it going to be because I can buy that motor vehicle? Is it going to be because I haven't provided enough for my retirement? I need a way to be able to retire one day, and I haven't actually, you know, had a good retirement plan, whatever it may be. So there's many obviously different reasons. So we're not going to go through all of them. And there's obviously many reasons that, you know, people feel that they've never had an opportunity, or, you know, that they might have not have the confidence to start their own business, or they might lose all their money. I don't want to go into massive detail about this, but I think the long and the short is that you have to realize that if you want to improve your income, you need something that's scalable, and something you can do part-time. And this is a great vehicle to be able to do that. So this PowerPoint presentation is actually available. You know, if you want to go through the full presentation, I've actually deleted many of the slides. It is available on library.mannatech.com. So So let's just quickly go into the details about, Mannatech, and that's specifically the company we're talking about this evening. And you can really strive to achieve those things while being supported by a company that gives you everything that you need to succeed. So they provide the products, they provide the infrastructure, they do the deliveries, they provide the websites, they provide every single thing that we need to be able to build the business, the literature, the CDs, the DVDs, the pamphlets, all those sort of things. And you might be asking yourself now, why do they do that? Well, it's very simple, is that we're what we call a direct selling company or a network marketing company. So we like to market to the end consumer, and we like to use people like myself and Jochemus and Gary and potentially you on the call here this evening to go and market the product to people and the opportunity to people already, because all of us realize that people trust recommendations from friends and family a lot more than from traditional advertising and marketing. So you and I essentially are the advertising and marketing department. And that's why many of you on the call this evening, you might never have heard of Mannatech before, because we don't advertise on billboards and, and use traditional means of advertising and marketing. So on to the next slide. So why is Mannatech really the future? And why? It's really because there was actually an interesting article done by Goldman Sachs back in 2007, which is almost 11 years ago, which said that when a compelling business model and a mega trend collide, it's the perfect storm of opportunity. And what they're really talking about is this whole health and wellness industry, where this has become a $3 trillion industry. All of us know people that want to live longer, they want better looking skins, they want something to help them, lose body fat, to look younger, to just to feel better, to use products that are green and organic and so forth. So I think all of us are, most of us are aware of this already. And also, you've got an aging population, specifically the baby boomers. What do people want that are, between 55 and 65? They want to, be able to, they want something to help them with sore joints or aches and pains, and, something to help them just, get through the day. So for me, that's obviously all of this is really attributing to health and wellness. And if you think about it, think about a company like Discovery and what they've done with this whole vitality program. It's really all about wellness and health, because, your first wealth is really your health. So, of course, all of us realize that, things are getting more expensive, rising healthcare costs. And really that the modern day diet has changed drastically over the last 50 years. We're not eating like we did 50 years ago off the land. Fruits and vegetables are picked green. A lot of the things on free range. Fruits and vegetables specifically, the nutritional value has gone down drastically. And this has been actually proven in many, many studies, specifically through JAMA, which is the Journal of American Medical Association, where they've proven that it's now become prudent to be taking supplementation, specifically plant-based supplements. And of course, last of all, people are not moving enough. We thousands of years ago, we were being chased around by lions, and we were, in the agricultural revolution, we were, we were working with horses and carts, and people were walking, and these days it's just become so easy. I mean, literally. Now with Uber Eats, you can sit at your home. You don't even have to leave your house. It's almost the Amazonification of everything. You can sit in your house and order whatever you want. So people aren't as active as obviously they were many, many years ago. And I think that's, and I think every single person on the call this evening is aware of that. So all of that's, really contributing to this health and wellness being a trend. The next one is obviously direct sales. And that's what we're talking about tonight, which is really just a distribution model about getting a product from a company to the end consumer. And, right now, globally, there's almost 100 million people involved. It's a $182 billion industry. That's what and it's growing rapidly every single year as well. And I think most people are becoming more and more aware that this is really the future, that, that most of us are recommending and promoting things every single day, but we're not always being paid for it. So, on to the next slide. Why Mannatech? For me, it's really a 24-year-old startup company. And the reason why we say that, and it actually came from our CEO, is because we've been in business for 24, 25 years. We're not a company that started last week or last month or last year. We've been around for 24, 25 years. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. We've been through all the things that a conventional company would go through. So, and we're still around after a quarter of a century. So for me, that's really, really important, because you don't want to be getting involved in a company that hasn't gone through traditional sort of things that a business would go through. because most businesses don't even make it through 2 to 5 years. So the next thing is we're doing business in 26 different countries, and we're going to be opening up a large amount of markets. One of the biggest focuses for our company right now is obviously in Asia, as specifically China, and obviously also we're having a massive focus through South America and also in Europe. So and I'll speak a little bit later about why that's so important, because us, as a company, Mannatech, doing business in 26 countries, you can build your business from home. You can build your business anywhere in those markets. We ship to any of those markets right here from South Africa. Wherever you're sitting in Pretoria, Johannesburg, or Cape Town, or Durban, you can be building your business. So we are open for business in all those areas, and you can get paid in South Africa. You don't even have to buy the product, deliver it there. All you're doing is you're referring someone to a website, and that person there, if you've got a friend or family member there, they can buy the product directly from them. Next thing that's important is our patents that we've got. I mean, we've got right now 132 patents. We've recently got another 2 patents that have been issued, so that would make it 134 patents on our product technology. And I'm not going to go through massive detail on that this evening, but there's an amazing website that all of you should have a look at. It's called www.manipol.com. I'll actually put it into the Zoom call. Go onto that website, because you're going to find out every single thing you want to know about the product, where you can have scientists and doctors explain to you what the product is about. And that's something that's also very, very important, is that you don't have to be the expert. You just have to refer people to the website or to a link that you like, where they can actually have the expert explaining and teaching and training them on the product, and why there's of such value in essence to take this technology. We're one of the top public companies in Dallas, Fort Worth, and we've obviously invested millions of dollars in research and development, more than $50-60 million in research and development on our product technology. So we've got an incredible intellectual property portfolio. And then lastly, we're a publicly traded company. Why is that important? Because we're completely transparent, and Jochemus will, him being a chartered accountant, I mean, I'm sure he really appreciates being able to go and see, what did Mannatech spend on opening up in this specific market, or what are they spending on, their sales force? All these things are completely open book. And for me, that is such a key thing, us being a public company, because it shows that we're not a scam, that we're not just a company that's, here today and gone tomorrow. We get every single decision we make is completely transparent and authentic. So that's something for me that's very, very important as well. We're a science company at its core. We're really a research and development company that's so happens to be distributing the product through a network marketing model. And there's many, many reasons for that. And I would love every single one of you on the call this evening to listen to a link called Great Answers to Important Questions that actually covers that in such a great way that you could also very easily share with other people. But we, at the heart, are really a research and development company. And we've got numerous studies. In fact, we've got 17 published clinical trials. 12 of them are randomized blind studies. And those are also available for any of you to go and have a look at. And something that's we've done quite recently is we've actually developed what we call the Global Scientific Advisory Board. We've got doctors from all over the world and scientists that actually look at all our new technologies. And you'll find a lot more about that on the mannatechscience.org website. So that's also available. So just quickly, briefly, for me, it all starts with who is leading the company. And for me, it's been a privilege to have Al Balla, who's our CEO, running this company. I was privileged to share about 3 weekends ago at the Brisbane, actually on the Gold Coast, but I flew into Brisbane at the Australasia event there, and just to be able to spend time with him in his suite and chat to him about what's going on with the company and where we're going, and just having someone like that's actually where you can actually reach to them, and irrespective of him, having to travel all over the world, he still makes time, and he's someone that's got a lot of experience in this industry. He's opened this sort of business model in more than 60 different countries. And at the bottom there, you'll see a little bit more about the Scientific Advisory Board. But as mentioned earlier, go to the mannatechscience.org website for that as well. So if you were to design your ideal business, what would it look like? So think about it. So if you had your perfect business, what would it be like? Well, for me, the average ordinary person would love to have a business that's not going to cost them an arm and a leg. So you've got low startup costs. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I think it's probably a good thing to have a product that's consumable. Why is that important? Because it runs out every month. So what happens if you've got a product that runs out every month or every day or every week? It's a lot better than having a product that never runs out. So a consumable good is something that someone has to reorder all the time. And why that's very important is because that allows us to earn a residual income. And that's what this call this evening is all about, is earning a residual income. And of course, you having products that are consumable, but it's also backed up by scientific studies and obviously all these patents that we've got. And for me, that is just incredible to have a company that's actually done all the infrastructure for us, and all that we have to do is go out there and go and talk to people about the product, just like you would actually in fact do if you started any business. You'd have to go out there and go and talk to people about it. And the great thing about this is you get paid for what you put in. So the more you put in, the more people you put on the product, the more you're going to earn. The other great thing about our business model is in fact that you can actually earn a lot more income than the person that introduces you. And that I've seen that happen many, many times. I've seen it happen, even with the person that introduced me a few years back. It took me probably 2 or 3 months and I was earning a lot more than he was. And after, probably 6-7 months in the business, I was earning a lot more than a lot of people in the business, because it's really all based on sales and on volume that you produce. And also, of course, how many people you can help make a success in the business. And we'll speak a little bit about that later. And then, of course, a flexible schedule. It's not something where you have to work full time. You can work when it suits you, 7 to 10 hours a week, or, 1 hour a day, or, you can choose your schedule that's going to work best. So you can fit it in with your kids or with your busy lifestyle that you may already have. And then, of course, there's all these tax advantages of having a home-based business. And of course, for me, I think one of the key things is work from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you want to work from. This evening, I'm sitting in my study at my home in Cape Town. I could be, sitting in Maldives in a few months' time, and I could be doing my business from there. Speaking to people, via social media or Zoom, the facility we're using this evening, and being able to build your business. So you can build your business wherever you want to, whenever you need to. So what are people looking for? I'm not going to go into massive detail about that, but I think in the end, people want better health, and they want better finances, and they want more time. I think that for me sums up what I think is the perfect life, is being able to do what you want, when you want, with whomever you want, and actually being able to have the health to be able to do that as well. So for me, that's the crux of it. Whatever, for me, my big reason for building this business is really freedom. I want to be free. I want to be able to pick up my son from school. I want to be able to drop him off. I want to be able to, after school, take him out. I want to be able to work in the morning when he's at school, and the evening when he's sleeping. Because for me, in the end of the day, family is really everything. And I think, spending time with your kids is really everything. So especially when they're really young, because I think of so many parents out there that never ever see their kids grow up, and before they wipe out their eyes, their kids are, off to college or university, or, or even getting married. So, and that's really how quickly time flies. So for me, I want to enjoy the moments when they're really still young, and I've got the time and the freedom to be able to do that. And of course, the finances help as well. So some of the products that we have, just in short, is the first thing is we're very focused on weight management, and our focus is really on fat loss, not specifically weight loss, because weight loss is very, very deceptive. Because very often what people want to do is they want to lose weight, which means they want to weigh less on the scale, but actually you might be losing body fat, putting on muscle and staying the same. Now you feel you're not losing anything. So for me, it's all about fat loss and actually decreasing your body fat percentage, because essentially that is really what it's all about. For me, it's amazing just with this True Health system that you'll see on the screen here this evening. It's for me amazing. I started on this about 2-3 weeks ago. I've lost 1 centimeter in body fat. And I did that with my biokinesis, where we did all my skin folds and everything. But I've also lost a bit of weight. Obviously, I've lost 2 kilograms. But more importantly, it's really the body fat percentage. It's amazing. You have this True Plenish shake, which has got things like probiotics, prebiotics, digestive enzymes. Our flagship ingredient, which is something called mannitol and ambrotose, and we'll speak a little bit about that later. But all your sun-ripened fruits and vegetables. It's got your vitamins and minerals in, your folic acid, your every single thing that you need for a healthy meal. It's only 160 calories, and more importantly, that's all completely plant-based. So it's not synthetic at all. It's actually good for you, and this is a great way to actually replace a meal, because obviously one of the biggest things with weight management is really to reduce your calories that you're consuming every single day. So there's some great literature on this on that manipol.com page as well. The next thing is nutrition and integrative health, and this is really about cell-to-cell communication, and really that realizing that every single thing that happens in your body is about allowing the body to heal and restore itself, because what we're getting in the modern day diet is not the same as it was 100 years ago or 50 years ago. So we really want to give the body everything it needs so it can heal and restore itself. So I'm not going to go into as massive detail about this, but on the manipol.com page, you'll find so much information on this with people that can explain this way better than I can in any way. Onto the next slide, so you'll see which sort of product segments we're involved in. So the first thing is obviously integrative health. Then we're very much in targeted health, weight and fitness, skincare, and then home living. One of the products that's been a real game changer has been the Glyco Cafe, which is the coffee we've recently launched, because that's got our Manipol, which is our flagship ingredient in, which you can't find anywhere else. It's got more than 50 patents on. I guess the foundation of it comes from aloe vera, but here you can have a coffee that's, number one, it's actually healthy. It's alkaline. It's got things like coconut oil in. It's got it actually allows your body to, it actually reduces the amount of sugar that your body converts into energy in the body as well. So you reduce the amount of fat that you put on when you take this product. So you can actually have it before you have meals. It's got less caffeine. I mean, this is just a game changer, this product. I mean, and this is something that you can take, 2-3 times a day. And I mean, as many of you know, I mean, most people we know drink coffee. So this is something that, I mean, I'm sure every single person on this call here tonight, someone that drinks coffee. In fact, you're probably having a cup of coffee right now. So yeah, you get to build a business by sharing with your friends and family. Listen, by the way, you drink coffee, right? I mean, would you mind, I'm starting a new business. Would you mind trying this coffee? It's a healthy coffee. It's actually gonna give you everything that you need to not only just have energy, but it's not going to be synthetic, and it's going to not make your body be all acidic. And you can have this, and it comes in a sachet, and this is a great way to sample. I mean, as you know, coffee is the second highest traded commodity in the world. So, I mean, you should be able to build a massive business just with this one product. And then, of course, we've got a tea as well for people that don't drink coffee, and we've got kids products, which is Manabes, which is a game changer for moms and so forth. And I mean, so there's obviously quite a different array of products. We've obviously got skincare products as well, which obviously also takes this flagship ingredient of Manipol, which is we believe is the most important nutrient that every single person on planet Earth needs to take, and we sort of have that across all our different products. So quickly, what makes Mannatech the best and what makes us unique? Well, we're a science company. The average customer that uses the product properly stays in the products for 9 years. We're the founders of Glyco Nutrition. So we're the first company, nutritional company and network marketing company to bring a whole new class of nutrient to market called Glyco Nutrition. We've got the best aloe vera on the planet, and there's a great video on the manipol.com page that actually goes through a bit more detail on that. And of course, we've got a solid foundation. We're completely debt-free as a company as well. And you can actually go and look at that if you go into our financials. Why is aloe vera important? I don't want to go into massive detail about this, but really that there was a great article done by the National Academy of Sciences, which said that this ingredient Manipol or glycans is really needed for every single function in the body. And we've got patents on that, and you can't find that anywhere else but from Mannatech. And this is the Manipol, and the active component of aloe vera, which is called mannose, is really what makes aloe vera do what aloe vera does. I mean, and since the ancient times, people have been using aloe vera. I think, in fact, most people and probably most of our grandparents all have aloe vera in the house because of the miracles that aloe vera does perform, allowing the body to heal and restore itself. And that is just one of the ingredients in our technology. And this is our flagship product, Ambrotose, which is really our top-selling product. And I mean, we've got so many clinical trials on it, but it really helps with cognitive function, digestive function, immune function. It allows your body to do what your body was designed to do. So we've seen incredible miracles with people that take this. And I'd strongly encourage every single one of you to take this. If you maybe just getting started off, you can maybe start off with a coffee or something else that's got a little bit of it in. But if you can, the advanced amritaz or even the amritaz complex, that's what you want to be taking. That's and actually, in fact, we are going to be launching a newer amritaz called Amritaz Life, which is going to be the biggest product launch we've ever done, and that will probably happen at some stage later this year or early next year. So what else is important? Well, you can be with not only partner with Mannatech. It's got this incredible product. You know, they've got the support, the back office, they've got the science. Of course, they've got this vehicle that allows you to go and do what you want to achieve. But they've got a massive passion for people and for kids. You know, every single month when you use your personal product for yourself, we nourish a child for a whole month in the product as well. So we've got a very, very big mission as well. And of course, an amazing compensation plan. I mean, you know, there's, you know, when you go through the compensation plan, just by referring a few people to the product, you get paid on that. You can start your business for, you know, for not even 50 Rand a month. And you could be in business where you can earn 5,000 Rand a month, 5,000 Rand a week, or even 5,000 a day if you really put your mind to it, and really put time and effort into it. And the great thing about it, as I mentioned earlier, it's really something that you can do part-time. So, so there's really a few easy steps. So the first step is become an associate. Now, associate is someone that wants to build the business. And that's going to, you'll see on the slide here, it says $50 or $49. In South Africa, that's 600 Rand. What's that going to give you? It's going to give you a startup kit. It's going to give you a website. It's going to give you the back office support and access to all the technologies that we have and we can market. Then what you do is you choose which products you want. And you can now buy the products for a discount, which you actually would like to use for your personal consumption, not for you to buy and go and sell to other people, just what you would like to use. Then we strongly encourage people to get on an automatic order where they're going to earn 20% back in loyalty points for using the product every month. So for instance, you might be an associate, someone on the call this evening and wants to build the business. It's going to cost you once of 600 Rand for the whole year. And then what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, well, I'm already using a fat loss shake. I'm already using a multivitamin. Okay, well, let me buy that from my own store. And you're going to earn 20% loyalty points on that for being a good customer of yourself. And of course, that's going to give you product experience. You're going to be able to market the product a lot more authentically to your friends and family because you've actually been using the product as well. That allows you also to earn money back on your personal orders and also other people that you refer the product to that also want to be customers and associates. And we'll go through a bit more detail about that later. And it allows you to qualify for incentives and so forth. The next thing that you might want to do is you might want to be a preferred customer, someone that says, listen, I don't want to build a business right now, but I'd love to just use the product. The product's going to cost you exactly what an associate pays for the products. You're going to have your own website, you buy online, there's no registration fee or sign-up fee, and you're also going to earn loyalty points. You can buy the product. Unfortunately, you won't earn any money back, and you won't earn that the same amount of loyalty points an associate will earn. But you can just be a customer and get a preferential rate for the product as well. And then, of course, if not even that is for you, if you don't want to be an associate or a customer, think about maybe you know someone that needs the product or maybe needs to lose body fat or that's looking for an opportunity. Perhaps you can refer them to this incredible opportunity. And then, of course, you know, think about it. You know, what will your choice be? You know, if you think about it this evening, you know, based on everything that you've seen, you might have seen this for the very first time. If you were to just do this on a part-time basis, you know, what's the amount? Because every single one of us has got an amount in our minds that we need to earn to really make it worth our time. So think about that. You know, how much would you need to earn? You know, if this was for you, if it was for you on a part-time basis to make it worth your while, would it be 5,000 Rand extra a month, or 2,000 Rand, or 10,000 Rand a month, or 20,000 Rand a month? How much would that be? That's something that all of us need to think about. For me, when I started, it was really about wanting to earn an extra 5,000 Rand a month. Now, the second thing you've got to think about is how many hours per week could you contribute towards this to develop that income? So if you wanted to earn extra 5 to 10,000 a month, is you got to ask yourself, okay, well, would I be able to put in, you know, 7 to 10 hours a week into this, or 1 hour a day, or half an hour a day into building a sort of that sort of business to be able to give me that sort of income, to develop that income? So that's something you've got to think about as well. The third thing you got to think about is how many months would you be willing to give the business to be able to reach that income level. So if you're wanting to earn 10,000 a month and you can put, 7 hours a week into it, or 5 to 7 hours a week into the business, how many months are you willing to work to do that? Is it for 5 months, for 10 months, for a year? That's something you all should think about it, because at the end of the day, if you've got those numbers, you've got to ask yourself, if you could find a way, or if this was the way that we could show you how to earn an extra 5 to 10,000 a month, working 5 to 7 hours a week, over the next year, would that be worthwhile exploring further? And would that allow you to be willing to at least take the opportunity to look at this as a vehicle that can take you there? And for me, that's really what happened 9 years ago. I got involved in this as a way to earn an extra 5,000 a month. Being a student, and I mean, I never in my wildest dreams could have imagined, having what I have today, where I've been able to travel all over the world. I've been able to be free now for 8-9 years, working for myself, having a residual income coming in every single month, having thousands of people on the product, being able to go all over the world, teaching and training people, sharing my story with people. And I know that there's many people out there that, that you might have that story as well, or maybe you just want to use the product. So for me, that's something that you definitely have to look at and consider as well. So, I'm not sure, Jochemus, I'm probably going to give it back to you, but just in closing, if you've got more questions, get back to the person that shared this with you this evening, because if there's any question you have, I promise you every single question you have, the doubts that you might have, someone can answer them for you, because there'll be other people that have had those same doubts as well. For me, the most important thing is just think about it. I mean, what does it cost you to get started for building the business? 600 Rand. I mean, that's not even a meal that you go with your spouse on for Valentine's Day. I mean, and that's for a whole year to be able to build the business. The second thing is, think about it, is that, think about your customers you bring onto the product. They've got a 90-day money back guarantee on the product. So if they're not getting results in the product, it wouldn't have cost you anything. They're buying the products directly from the company. So it's a no-brainer. So that's why I feel so comfortable to share this with every single person that comes along my path, because every single one of us know people that are using these products already. And why shouldn't they buy those products from you, and instead of buying it from big companies that, they don't even know people that are involved in the company. So I hope that's been of value to you, and I look forward to meeting a lot of you, and I'm sure I'll see some of you in the Maldives incentive, but hopefully I'll see you before that, whether it be somewhere around one of the meetings and so forth. But thank you very much, Jochemus. It's been great to share with everyone this evening. And I just want to quickly not share my screen. So there we go. I hope that helps. And back over to you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, JP. Really appreciate it. And thanks for everyone that's been on the call. If you have any questions regarding the products or the business or anything in more detail, please chat to the person that invited you on this webinar, and get in contact with them so they can just share a bit more and help you get started and so forth. And I hope you guys have a blessed evening further. Cheers.